Hey everyone. Hi. Welcome to our team call tonight. My name is Michelle Bell and I am a Black Status presenter. And then we also have Kai Lauren. Kai, you want to say hi?
Hi everybody, I'm Kai Lauren, as Michelle said, and I'm also a status presenter. And we're going to have some tips for launching your fall strong tonight and promoting during the fall. It's the easiest time to promote. So, and I also before we get started, I wanted to give a quick shout out, some recognition on my team. I had two big promotions last night. Alex Jane Clemens, not only did she become our newest Korean elite, but she also had the highest PRS on our entire team, which is something I'll talk about a little bit later. Is really important when you're trying to promote to green. And her sponsor, my personally sponsored Allie Pillow, promoted to orange. So great job, ladies.
Yay. Okay, great. We'll see how long I can go without my glasses because they're not super attractive. But if I can't read, I'll have to put them back on. So, okay, great. So tonight, really quick, we're just going to do a little bit of housekeeping and talk about all the awesome, exciting stuff that's going on with the company. And so we have the new products that launched today. I know a lot of you had pre-orders that went in, and so the numbers are just kind of, I don't know about Kai's team, but our team's like off the charts, like amazing. I think it's the biggest sales day our team's ever had, like ever. So you guys are totally rocking it. Along with the new products, we also have this new awesome flippable catalog. So I actually wanted to show you guys where to find that and kind of a couple different ways how to share it because I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm going to screen share really quick just to show this to you guys. Okay, so if you go on to your website, and I don't know why I'm in Germany, I'll switch it to US. There we go. If you go onto your website and you click on My Office, it's right here under Flipbook Catalog. So I don't think it's under the supplies yet. I think the PDFs for the catalog are in the supplies, but if you go to Flipbook Catalog, okay, it's gonna come up and here's the link, and you can copy the link. Now here's what's cool. If you go over to Facebook, let's say you have, I'm just gonna post it on my business page for right now, but let's say you have a party and you don't want people like to go out of your party link. Okay, here's what's cool. So this link, it stays in Facebook. It's like the best, most awesome thing ever. I don't know how the tech people figured this out, but look, you can put it in your Facebook party or your Facebook page and they don't have to leave to go to another link to search for it. And they can browse through it this way. And then when they want to see it bigger, all they do is click on it and it goes to full size. And then the other cool part about it is you can, of course, switch here to all these different, pages and everything, but then you can magnify it. So if you want to, or, go back. The other thing that you could do is you can share it. So right here, there's this share link, and you can Twitter, Facebook, all these other things, email, embed it into a website. If you have a blog or something like that, you can download it and then get the link. So the link is cool because you can either do the link to the full catalog or just the page. So if I wanted just to show people, hey, here's the new products, I could click on the page. It copied it to the clipboard. If you just click, well, before I get out, you can zoom in, pan around. So it's really, really nice. But then if you just click, where did that go? There we go. Right here, it'll take you back out to Facebook. So now if I go here and I do the link, you'll see that it's going to bring up that page. And people are probably wondering why I have all these links on my page. So that's pretty cool. So you can do a specific page. So I did a post earlier about, not that one, somewhere, about the lipstick. And so I did the page from the lipstick. So I just wanted to show that. That's a really cool, neat little tool. And it's not going to take people away from what you're showing them. So Unique has been working on that, and that's props to our tech team. That's awesome. Some other little housekeeping things, the sample carts, so the skincare samples, the bronzer, the blusher, the foundation, those are coming. They got stuck in shipping and customs, so they will be coming probably within a week or two, sometime this month, but hopefully earlier in the month rather than later. So they were supposed to be available on the 1st, but we'll just have to be a little bit patient, and we're all excited to get it, but they will be coming. Any other things that I'm forgetting, Kai?
No, I think as far as covering new products, it's great.
Okay, awesome. So we're going to jump right into it. So the theme of this call is kicking off your fall and making this fall just totally phenomenal for you guys. So I'm going to start by sharing just some different ideas of how you can promote your business this fall and what you can do, and give you some different ideas. Now I'm going to share several different ideas, and what I don't want you to do is to get overwhelmed and to think, oh my gosh, I have to do all these ideas, and now I have to go do this and this and this, and get overwhelmed and then don't do anything, right? Because that's what happens. We get overwhelmed and then we just stop. So I'm going to share several different ideas. What I want you to do is to pick 2 that you haven't ever done before, or maybe you did them last year but you haven't done it in a while, and implement those into your business. Or maybe one of them is something that you've been thinking, oh, I've been wanting to do that. Okay, so now would be a great time to, try that out. So, of course, parties. We're a party plan business. Parties are like the main way of focusing and working your business. So booking online parties, booking home parties. Home parties rock, by the way, if you haven't done them yet. They're amazing, especially with products like the foundation and the concealer, where people get to try it in person. You don't have to have, we're going to talk about some other in-person events, but for these home parties, the biggest concern I hear from people is, well, I only have my kit, or I don't have a lot of product. So don't feel like you have to have a lot of product. You're just going to show what you have and then use the catalog to show, the other products. So don't feel like you have to have every shade, every foundation, and invest in all of this product, because you just don't have to do that. So home parties and online parties, this is the best time to do parties, because people are more likely to want to host because they know their friends are going to be looking for, holiday gifts and extra products to purchase. So people are going to be more likely to host. And then the people that purchase are going to purchase more. Instead of 1 mascara, they're going to buy, 2 or 3 to give as gifts. Or like the palettes, I see that as a huge gift. Like that's, hopefully my sisters aren't watching this, because that's what they're getting for Christmas from me, because they're awesome and women are going to love them. So think about, so transitioning over, so you've got the parties, okay, home and online. Okay, think about gifts. So we're getting into September, and this is the start of the fall selling season. It just is. People start to think about gifts. So I want you to think about, as you're getting into fall, what gifts do you want to buy for your family, for Christmas, to your friends, for your teachers, all of the people that you normally give gifts to? How can you work your business in a way to implement unique for your gifts? Okay, so let me give you a few different scenarios. So like your teachers at school, can you give them a unique product? Last year I gave my teachers like a lip gloss and a cute little saying, or a mascara, just something that's a product of mine that I can get it in their hands and have them try it. Now what about people that you wouldn't give makeup to? So like your husband or something like that. Is there some place that you can switch? You can do a swap. So there's all these direct sales groups where you can swap products. Like I am actually swapping a mascara for a Thrive 5-day sample pack. We're gonna mail each other tomorrow. What about like Tupperware? Or there are products that are for men, So get kind of creative and think, okay, what gifts do I want to give people? Maybe it's for your kids. They can do books, or there's toy companies, and why not swap for a makeup product and have it all come through your unique business? Okay, what about services that you do this fall? Okay, what about getting your hair done? Do you have somebody that you could swap product for instead of just paying it outright? Okay, you're going to be paying less for the service that you're getting, and you're going to be getting product into more people's hands. So kind of think about that this fall. Who am I going to be giving gifts to, and how can I fit unique into that business? Okay, so another idea that has been really successful for a lot of people on my team is doing lunch office meetings. So again, people are looking for gifts. I want you to think about, who do you know that works in an office, or is an office manager, or has a job, like an attorney, or a secretary, or just anywhere, a doctor's office, of bunch of nurses, whatever, a workplace where people are together, where they have a lunch hour. Talk to them about, hey, can I come in? and make your shopping this holiday season super easy, super simple. Take 5-10 minutes, just I'll have it there and people can purchase and try out whatever they want. So it's kind of like a little pop-up shop at your office. Booths and events. So I don't do booths all year round, but I specifically do them in the fall, and I'll do some occasionally in the spring. I do them in the fall because they're just so good and just so easy, especially for those that are in the US or Canada, where we can do not for resale, and then soon the UK, which is going to be amazing. But events are awesome. Now, I will say they can be hit or miss. So I have done some events that were totally like lousy. I'm sure Kai, maybe I've done some of those too. I've done some events that have been amazing. But fall works great because, again, people are spending more. So instead of buying one mascara, they're going to buy 2 or 3 or one splurge. And we have more products now than we had last year. So we have a lot of, the $15, $20, $30 range products that are sell right off the table. When you're doing, do you want to pipe in, Kai?
Yeah, no, just one thing I was going to say is September, also as you're launching into that fall holiday season, one of the things I picked up at the last company that I was at is there are more babies born in September than any other month of the year. So what does that mean for us? Birthdays. So when you're first launching into it, you have people who are looking for birthday gifts for their family. And Michelle mentioned men, and I'm sure those of you that have boyfriends and husbands may know that men have no clue what they're doing when they're shopping. So they need help. They want you reaching out to them, talking about, hey, what can I help you get for your sister or your wife or your girlfriend or your mom? So that's a good place to start with them too.
Yes, we did an exercise on my team with a group of going through your Facebook friends and finding who has over 1,000 friends. And a lot of people said, well, I have a lot of guys that I'm connected with or that I know from school. They have over 1,000 friends. And I said, that's great. Connect with them about gifts for their girlfriends, their wives, their mothers, their sisters, those kinds of things. So that's a great point. Okay, what about doing like a catalog party or party on the go? So get, a cute little canvas bag. They have some on Etsy if you must have a mascara bag. Put 5 catalogs in it. Our catalogs are gorgeous. This is by far the best marketing that our company has ever had. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, the colors are great. So, put some catalogs. They just posted an order form on the POP group. If you're not part of that, ask Kai or I, and we can get that to you. But put an order form in there and, put some samples in there. Maybe lend her a couple of products if it's someone that you know and trust, and have her share that with her friends. And that's going to be a great way to get the product in more hands. I just talked with Kara Cloyd shortly, actually today, and she does a lot of personal shopping appointments. I have also done a lot of one-on-ones, and I'm telling you guys, one-on-ones are like so fun, so simple, so easy, and they're like the easiest sell ever. So it can be as simple as, someone local that's buying a mascara from you. Well, instead of, if it's within a reasonable driving distance, instead of shipping her the mascara, meet up with her in person, okay? Because what you can do is, whether you're meeting at a coffee shop or at her house, you could say, hey, do you have 5 minutes? I just happened to bring my little trunk with me. And you don't have to have, the big, unique branded trunk. Actually, I have it right here. So I just I have a little one before I got the awesome trunk from Target. So it's just this little case, okay? It's not very big. It was like 25 bucks. And I put, the products in it. So you don't have to have anything fancy. Maybe you don't even have enough products to fit this. Maybe you just have your kit. Just get a cute bag and, keep it with you. So when you meet with people, you can say, hey, I've got these along with me. Kara had a really great line to say with talking with people, because I know I'm talking kind of fast. A lot of people have a concern over being salesy or pushy. So many of you are wondering, well, how do I talk about all these new products? Or if I'm meeting someone with a mascara, how do I talk about, well, do you want to see more? So her line that she said helps a lot is to say, I'd love to get your opinion on the other fabulous products that we have. Or I'd love your opinion about what you think about the kit. And that way you're not really selling, hey, I'm going to sell to you. I just want to see what you think. And chances are once they start trying the products, they're going to love them. Most of my one-on-ones, I would say 60 to 70% buy a collection. That's huge. That's huge. So the other suggestions that Kara had that I wanted just to share is, get out of your house and meet new people. So a lot of this business is online, and that's fabulous. That's amazing, and that's great. But, if you go get your nails done, maybe find new people to get your nails done with. Now, if you have your favorite person, I said this in my group, and I had a bunch of hairstylists that I love on my team that were really offended that I told people to go see different people to do their hair. So I'm going to put a disclaimer. If you have someone that you're loyal to, that you love, that you die hard, like, go to them. But for things you don't, like if you're not a nail person, or a pedicure, go see different people, because you're going to start talking to people, meeting different people. My sister does my hair, but she doesn't live near me. So when she's not doing my hair, I kind of switch to find, different people. So that's just an idea. Maybe join a gym or take different classes so that you are not always in front of the same people. And then from there, it's just relationship building. It's just starting a conversation. Hey, so I noticed you're at this 9:30 class. That's so nice that you're able to stay at home with your kids, or stay at home and be able to come to this class. What do you do? Well, by you asking them what they do, they're going to ask you what you do, and then you can talk about your business and kind of implement that. Another thing for fall sales is being prepared. So you should never leave your house without having a mascara in your bag. Okay, some business cards or blitz cards. I would suggest at least one catalog. The catalogs are really inexpensive. If you have other people on your team that are local to you, go in together, get a catalog, share the cost. Each of you get a couple. You don't have to give them away. Just keep one so you can show people. Or, your iPad, right? We're a pretty mobile business, so you don't necessarily even have to have that. Fundraisers. Okay, so I've just got a couple more, and then I'm gonna see if Kai has anything else to add to that. So fundraisers. I know so many of you have been thinking about fundraisers, but just haven't quite done it. So I want to encourage you, again, just pick like one. Go find your local dance studio, or ask several. If you first one says no, most of you know somebody that has a daughter that takes dance, right? So start with somebody that you know, because that's going to be easier because there's already a relationship. Go to them and say, hey, I would love to offer you guys a fundraiser. We'll help you, color match the girls. They can all have the same makeup, earn money for the dance studio. And then you basically set it up like either a Facebook party or, set up a table right outside the dance studio. So fundraisers are really, really great. School just got in session, so you can also reach out to teachers and say, hey, how about we do a fundraiser for your classroom? I mean, that's way better than like the door-to-door. My kids just came home with a bunch of fundraiser stuff, and I'm like, oh boy, I'd rather just, do mascara. So Kai, do you have any other thoughts or things about fall that you wanted to add?
Yeah, I mean, so one other little tip and trick I would add is for those of you who have trick-or-treaters for Halloween, a great thing is if you go to Michael's or go to Amazon or anywhere where you can buy in bulk, get little sample bags and put, now we have samples coming out in the next couple of weeks. You can make your own samples. I know a lot of people on my team have been making samples of the units for a long time. And just put your one business card and a little sample in there, and you can pass those out along with your trick-or-treaters, and they're taking that home to their moms too, who are going through those bags. And then I would just say, Michelle said at the beginning, choose two of these different examples, choose two that you had never tried before as you go into fall. And I would suggest that you push that a little further even, and choose the two that maybe scare you the most, because the ones that you're afraid of are the ones that you're going to avoid. And the longer you avoid them, the longer you're going to be taking away a part of your business that you could be growing, because you'll find that, and I found when I push myself to do the things that really scare me in this business, after you do them 2, 3, 4, 10 times, they don't scare you anymore. And now you're growing another area of your business, which is something we always want to be doing. So
Perfect. There's one thing I say to my team, and so they're probably sick of hearing it, but it's a quote I actually heard from my other business. And he said, what is in the way is the way. So that thing that you're avoiding, that you're like, I know I should do it, but I just haven't done it yet. That could be the one thing that is the catalyst for huge growth in your business. So yes, find the thing that you're, get you out of your comfort zone the most. I thought of two more things really quick, and then we'll kind of transition into something else for this call tonight. Networking events. So if you don't belong to either an online or an in-person networking event, I would highly recommend joining them. Some of them are free, some of them have a fee, but again, it's getting outside of your circle and meeting new people. And then the last thing, this was an idea, actually I heard it this past spring, but I think now would be a really great time. The 3, 4, 5, okay? So ask your friend to find 2 more people, so 3 people. Okay, you're gonna go to Starbucks, talk about 4 products, and take 5 minutes. So it's not really a party, it's just casual. Hey, you take your 4 best products, talk about it, share it, and then kind of go from there, and then let them take the conversation somewhere else, but you're there just to answer questions. So I'm gonna turn the time over to Kai. She's gonna transition into, okay, so now you're growing your business for yourselves, how can we grow our business into leadership as well? So go ahead, Kai.
thanks, Michelle. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about promoting in the fall, and fall is the easiest time to promote. I'm going to be focusing on promoting to elite status, promoting to green, but these tips are going to apply across the board for whatever level you're at and where you want to promote to. So, I know when you talk about, for those of you that are on my team, those of you that were at convention, I told this story about Carrie Knapp, who's my sponsor. And when I first signed up a little over a year ago, she did a post that talked about promoting to green in 90 days. And I looked at that and I thought, that sounds great, but that's not even an option for me. That seems so overwhelming that I could ever even get to green status, and especially get to green status in 90 days. So, I didn't initially dive into that as hard as I should have, because I looked at it as this far out there goal instead of taking it step by step. So what I'm going to do is try to break down for you a little bit how you can do that and how you can take it through each step to try to get there from wherever you may be right now. So there's 2 ways I want you to look at it. I want you to look at it in a 30-day increment and a 90-day increment. So you're starting out, and for me personally, I promoted to purple in September, and I promoted to black on Black Friday in November. So it was really, really good for me last year. And, I know Michelle promoted to black in September. So both of us have some experience in getting some of those big promotions in the fall when retail's really up, when it's one of our very biggest season. So first thing you do is duplication. And so looking at that overarching 90 days, if you're starting today, September 1st, and you think, okay, I want to promote to green by November 30th, you want to look at what's called a 500/3 model. And a lot of you may be familiar with this. And what that means is 500 POS is what you have to get paid as green, and sponsoring 3 new people each month. So if you look at that, just kind of breaking down the numbers, let's say you're a new presenter today. Today's your first day. You sell $500 in September, and you sponsor 3 people in September, and that sell $500. Now you've got $2,000 in retail, and you've hit yellow. You're almost at pink. You have 4 people on your team. So you go into the next month, and you're doing the same thing again. You're doing your $500 in PRS at least. That's a minimum. That's what you have to hit. So you want to be looking at that as your minimum always. And now you have these 3 people below you, and you want to be coaching them to do the same. So they're selling $500. They're sponsoring 3 people. Now what do you have? You have 13 on your team at the end of the second month, and you've hit pink, you've hit blue, you've now hit fast start, and you're at 6,500 retail. So you're well over. And remember, our promotions go on wholesale numbers. So I'm talking about retail. You're going to be 75% of that for what you need. So that's month 2. So now you're at the end of October, and your blue status. You have a 13-person team. Now, teaching your 3 that are on your first line, and hopefully more, to coach their downline as well, and you're doing the same thing again. They're each going to sell $500, and they're each going to promote 3 new people. If you have those minimums, now at the end of month 3, you're at 20,000 in retail. You have a 40-person team, and there you go. You're green. For me, my team was about 30 people when I hit green, exactly 30 people when I hit green. I've seen it on my team from as little as 10 to as many as about 60. So that's probably team size about where you're going to be for that. And it's really different. I mean, everyone's time is different. I had one of my presenters in London who did it in about 3 weeks. I've had people who have taken about a year to get there. So everyone's path is going to be different, but I want to kind of set out that framework for you now. Okay, so stepping back, what does that mean for the next 30 days? What does that mean from September 1st? So I had a conversation that I have a rock star on my team who came so close to hitting green last night. And so, you know, instead of dwelling on that little hurdle or any kind of disappointment for not being there, what we did is we sat down this morning and we talked and we said, okay, well, we're going to do it this month. So today is September 1st. We're going to start strong. How are we going to do it this month? So in a 30-day month, like September, if you want to get $10,000, that's $33 a day. So it's so important to start out from the beginning of the month and try to stick to that goal. So, okay, September 1st, my team needs to be at least $133 at the end of today. And tomorrow it's going to be $666. And on the 3rd, it's going to be $999. Because if you can stick to that right from the beginning, then even though we always have a sales surge at the end of the month, as you know, you're not going to feel that same kind of pressure in the week where you're trying to catch up. You're going to be on that path already. And I encouraged her, and I would encourage you to even try to front load that goal, especially in a month like September, where we have this new product launch and we're having this really great start. Instead of saying, I want to be at 5,000 company wholesale by the 15th, maybe say I want to be at 6,000. So you give yourself a little bit of padding for the end. The other thing that's really important, you as a presenter, if you're trying to get to green, you need to lead your team by example. They're going to do what you do. They're not going to do what you say. They're going to do what you do. So, you know, when Michelle and I spoke this morning, she said that your team, you know, one of the great things that she picked up in direct sales coaching is that your team will do half of what you do. So if you're expecting them to get this $500 in PRS, you need to be having 1,000. And I know for me personally, the month I hit green was one of my highest sales months ever. And you'll hear a lot of different Black presenters tell you that. As I mentioned, I called out Alex Jane at the beginning, and she hit green this month. And on my team of roughly 2,500 people, she was the highest PRS of my entire team. So it was clearly leading her by example and showing them she was going after that. So there's two things you want to do. You want to look at your first line. You want to kind of reach down and reach through your first line. And so when you're looking at, what I would suggest is you sit down, okay, it's September 1st, I'm back at my August numbers. Who came really close to a promotion? Who might have just missed out? Who hit a promotion and blew through it and was on their way to the next one? Who do I have that might be brand new but is really strong and shows a lot of potential? Who sponsored a lot of people last month where they have new presenters who are raring to go, and go to them, not only go to the people who are directly below you, but teach them to go to the people below them, and you reach out and go to your second line and your third line and however far you need to go and talk to them and talk to them about what their goals are and help set those goals for them. So if you have someone, you say, hey, you know, I see your team did 3,600 in sales last month. That's awesome. You're on track to be blue this month. And so what we need to do is get you over that hump and get you to 4,000. And as you slowly are putting these different pieces together of your team, that's going to push up from the bottom, and that's what's going to get everybody the promotions they need. And that's a great thing about our company is that you can't, you know, you can be a great seller, but if you want to excel through the ranks in the company and you want to get these promotions, you can't do it on your own. So unless you can teach the people below you to be strong salespeople and strong business people as well, able to get those promotions. So it behooves all of us to bring everybody up together. A great thing that Michelle mentioned this morning when we spoke is that the structure of white status and yellow status in our comp plan is there for a reason. And as you move up to white status, that's increasing volume for the whole team. And so don't count out those white status presenters. I know on my team, we've talked about this before. No one is just a white status presenter, because every black status presenter was once a white status presenter. Every purple, orange, green, blue, pink, yellow status presenter was once a white status presenter. So, you know, especially when they're brand new, those are the people who are going to need your help the most. showing them how to turn those sales around and how to move forward in their business. And then the other thing, I mentioned briefly, you want to lead by example. So it's really, really important that you're focusing on business. And what I'll tell my leaders a lot of times is try to make sure that you're hitting your own personal sales goal by day 10. So on September 10th, if your sales goal is 500 PRS, you want to be there by the 10th, because then, okay, you've cleared what you need to do. You're still going to continue to focus on your own sales, but it gives you a little bit of freedom where then you can turn your focus a little more towards coaching your downline and towards sponsoring your team so that you can continue to bring everybody up with you. I'll take a breath for a second. Michelle, is there anything you want to add on any of that?
Sure. I just had a thought. You were talking about reaching down to people. And I heard, this is from a direct sales coach. She was talking about Belinda Ellsworth. I got her name wrong. She was talking about where to spend your time. And that's a big, big struggle for a lot of people is, once you start building a team, where do I spend my time? So she said the number one place you need to spend your time, of course, is your own personal sales, like your own sales, your own sponsoring, just like what Kai was saying. Second to that is your personally sponsored. A lot of people underestimate how much time a new person needs to get going, how much attention that they need and support. They need a lot of attention. Then after that, it's your rock stars, no matter where they're at in your downline. So Kai mentioned, look down and see who's selling, who's sponsoring. Even if they're 2, 3, 4 levels deep, you need to reach out to them and encourage them and let them know they have your support and that they can reach out to you. And I kind of always say, like, instead of, pulling from the top, hey, like you're pulling your leader from the top, if you push from the bottom, so you help all of those whites promote to yellow, that's going to help that pink promote to blue. So the way that you promote is you help your team promote. So if you take those arrows off of you a little bit, you're still selling and sponsoring, but you make it a mission to get your team to promote, you can't help but promote. That's the beauty of this type of business. So I would just add that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of leads into something else that we've discussed, which goes to positivity. And this is a hard, we talk about that a lot. You hear no a lot. You are going to hear no in this business more than you hear yes, no matter what. And I don't care what level anyone is at, anyone that's been successful in this business is going to be able to tell you about when they heard no. Is going, as Michelle mentioned at the beginning, they're going to tell you that they've had events that didn't sell very well. I always want to do one-on-one coaching with my team. So many times I'll hear people say, what am I doing wrong? I'm not good at sponsoring. I'm not good at selling. What am I doing wrong as far as getting these people to host parties? And my response is always the same. You're not doing anything wrong. You just have to continue to be consistent, because you are going to know they're on that in this business. So just, maintaining that positivity, having your team watch you as an example, leading by example, and believing that you're going to be successful, because that will, whether you realize it or not, having those goals is going to bleed down to your team. And if they look at you, and we talk all the time about attraction marketing, and that same principle applies to you as a leader for your team. If your team is looking at you and thinking, she really believes that would be great, she believes this is going to be a great month, she believes that I can really sell that product, that's going to carry over to the rest of your team. If as a leader, you are complaining or you're seeing hurdles and obstacles instead of solutions, then your team is going to feel that as well, and that's going to bleed over to them. So I think that about covers my outline as far as promoting. I can certainly go into more depth if I see some questions on the side there, but I don't know, Michelle, if you want to, I don't want to run over my time too long here.
No, I thought that was great. I didn't see any specific questions about promoting and things like that. Kai mentioned this at the beginning, and this is what I did when I wanted to hit green. I took out a notebook. I wrote 1 through 30, whatever day. This was when I hit green, when I hit orange, when I hit purple, when I hit black. Every promotion I did this. And I numbered the days, and I wrote exactly what my team sales needed to be. And I was very, very committed. Like I was not going to not hit it. And so I was so committed that if my team sales weren't at that number for the day, then I made up the sales. Like I was not going to not hit it. And so I messaged more people. I set up more parties. I set up more one-on-ones. So when you're working toward these promotions, just know that they don't just happen. As you're building your business and you're adding people to your team, you know, if you're going, not that you don't have to be crazy, just preface that. You don't have to be crazy, you don't have to be nuts, you don't have to never sleep, you don't have to do that. But if you want it to happen, part of it has to be, I'm gonna make it happen. I always felt like if the sales weren't coming to me, I went and got the sales. So you do kind of need that, you know, I'm gonna make it happen. If the team sales aren't there, then I'm gonna make sure that I get the sales. Because if I've seen this over and over again with different people, that they say they want a promotion, but then they do $500 in personal retail sales that month, and their team misses green or blue by $1,000. They could have cinched that title or that qualification with their own sales. So don't leave it up. Don't miss it by such a small amount unless you know you've done everything you could that month to make it happen. And you know, if you've done everything you can, then you have to be happy with that and grateful for what you've got, and just, you know, move forward, and next month it'll happen. But don't leave it on the table unless you know you've given it your all, and your sponsor's not going to know, you know, your husband's probably not even going to know. Only you're going to know, did I give this everything I had this month to make it happen, to work toward my dreams? So you guys got to believe in yourself. You can do this. Both Kai and I started out as white status presenters. And, you know, we worked up level by level by level, by talking, by selling, by sponsoring, by booking, doing all the same things. There's no secret. There's no secret. It's just doing the business. So that's my last little message. Anything else, Kai?
You know, just the one thing I would add, I forgot to add when you were talking about sales earlier, is we discussed this on my team about customer follow-up yesterday. And this is a really important time. We're going into, now we have this new product launch today, and you're going into your retail season. This is a great time to go back and look back at your customers from the last month, 2 months, 3 months, and start reaching out to them and tell them about the new products. If they're 3 months out, talk to them about reordering for the mascara. I did a vendor event this weekend, and I told my team about this. 75 of the people who bought from us were people who already knew about Unique and had the mascara, and they would come up and say, oh yeah, I have it, I'm about ready for a refill. And so the first thing I always said is, well, you know, who's your presenter? Because you don't, you know, we want to be ethical in this business. We don't want to be stealing somebody else's presenter just because there's a sale there. But time and time, I did have one person say, oh, you know, I buy it from my cousin or someone, so I'm going to buy it from her. Sure, okay, great. Everyone else was saying, oh, I don't know, I bought some party, I really know the person, or I bought from her and I don't talk to her anymore. And so I went back and I posted to my team and said, you should never, if you sold to someone, they should never be out looking for a new presenter. They should know that when they're ready for that new reorder in 3 months or however long it takes, that they can come back to you. And so the reason that I'm having these people come up to me at this vendor event who don't even know who their presenter is because they failed to follow up with them and make sure they were happy with their product, make sure that they were ready for that new reorder, and so then they just lost a sale. And so I think this is a great opportunity right now where we are to use that, reach out to those people, make sure that you're not losing those sales in the future so that you're not in that position, and, you know, turn them onto this great new product line that we have as well. So it's the only thing I would add.
Perfect. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Make sure you guys are following up with every single customer that's ever purchased, every hostess, every lead. I mean, how many people can you contact to let them know about the new products? And I love what Kara, when I was talking to Kara earlier today, how she said, you know, I'd love to get your opinion on the new products. Okay, if you're not sure what to say, that's a great soft way to basically say check out the new products without being salesy. So I love that. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. Hopefully what you'll do tonight, again, is pick a couple things that you can add into your business, things that you have been afraid of or a little nervous about doing, and get outside of your comfort zone, because that's where the awesome stuff happens. And, you know, if you want to promote to leadership, you can do it. And this fall, there's no better time with all the new products, the excitement. I mean, just our business just keeps getting better and better and better. So just make a goal and just go for it, because you guys can do it. So Thank you so much for getting on. We're going to go ahead and end the call. We went over just a little bit from what we wanted to do, but I think the end we got some good information there too. So have a wonderful night, you guys. It's the beginning of September. Write down your goals and just go for them because you guys got this, okay? Bye, everybody.
Thanks, ladies. Bye.